This is Jimmy Lazinski from bleedingcool.com, and I'm talking with Ron and Cleo. It's Ron and Cleo. How you guys doing today?
Oh, we're doing very well.
Yes.
Yes,
Well,
doing it from home, and I gotta imagine what is an endless parade of toothless attempts at humor via virtual backgrounds. Have you seen anything good
I
behind
see
anybody
yours
today?
is good. I like yours a lot. I'm digging and grooving
Yeah.
on that.
Yours is
Shameless.
simple and to the point. We had a stage. We've had just more like the backgrounds of the show, but yeah, pretty good. I've done some recently when people did like a prison and things like that. And I was like, oh, you're doing too much. I know you don't got this clear of a voice call from jail.
The theater was good. I saw a live theater. It looked like the Opera House in Sydney. I saw that
It did.
really good. So I love those.
Nice. Um, where was I going to start? So, there we go. So, Ron, you've been on such hits as Powerless, Mulaney, Take My Wife, and now Hoops. I wanted to ask you, as an actor, is it easier to respond to cues when you play that character with the same name?
It definitely is, and I like that you picked off the shows where I played my name, right? Because at first I was like, "Why is he picking those? None of those were hits." And then, but then I realized that because I played Ron in all of those shows. Yeah, I like it. It makes it easy for me, and truthfully, as first and foremost, I consider myself a live performer. I love doing stand up. I love, even though that's not a job right now, but whenever it is, that's my heart and that's what I love doing. So whenever I can bring other projects and they go like, who was that? It's easier for them to go, it's Ron Funches. Then that always makes me feel good and makes me feel that me myself in real life am a unique character, and that's what people enjoy. I'm not a Daniel Day-Lewis by any means.
Not yet. And maybe they're writing for your voice,
That's
which
true.
could.
Writers love writing from my voice because it's weird. I mean, I could hear it right now. I would love writing for this guy.
And Cleo, I have enjoyed you in various munchy filled nights watching various movies. The first time I saw you was Dude, Where's My Car?
Mhm.
And so I've been a fan for quite some time. You pop up every once in a while, and most usually I see you in a police uniform. I want to talk to you about Opal today and your reaction maybe to the first time when you read the script, mostly regarding the song that you sing about your lady parts.
I'm still stuck on Dude, Where's My Car? Now, I'm coming back to the lady parts, but I did Pineapple Express, The Hangover, and
Hmm.
just good stuff. Dude, Where's My Car? I don't know how many people were in there. I know we were number one in the box, but okay.
Oh, people saw that movie.
Oh
That's a
man, that's
classic.
when.
Dude,
Oh,
Where's
right
My
there.
Car? I
That's when you
know.
hooked me, and I noticed you in every movie since
That's
then. And you
hilarious. Well, thank you, thank you,
that's
thank
a
you.
violation of section 445. Can't quote it. I don't do a very good
I
one.
love it.
Sorry. I
Well,
do a better Ron. Maybe we'll get to it.
I love singing about my lady parts. Ben, when I came in for this, they didn't know that I could sing. And I
Hmm.
was in the booth one day and we were talking and we were doing stuff back and forth. And I just kind of sang a thing. And when I sang, it was I don't know, it was something funny. And I just sang, Ooh, Jesus. And Ben said, Ooh, that was nice. And Ben's a very mellow guy, Ben Hoffman. And then he started to write for my singing. So when he would wrote these lyrics, first I would laugh and say, "Oh my God, do you want me to say that? Do you want me to?" And he was like, "Yes." And he would write stuff for me. We would get together and work on it. And then it got down to the next time we would meet in his office. We'd sing it 10 minutes before I was to do it in the table read, and then we'd do it, and it was fun. So for me, I love all this inappropriate stuff. If he can write it, I can do it. I feel
Yeah.
like I'm in one of his extremities. If he can write this stuff, I'm in 100%. So I'm always in for the inappropriate. That's what I'm attracted to with this show.
Yeah. So was the singing portions of the show born out of your ability?
It was,
That wasn't original. Yeah.
yeah. They didn't have me do that when I came into audition. They didn't, I don't even think they knew I could sing because I had sworn off singing coming from musical theater. And once I moved here to Los Angeles in 1995, I stopped the singing, I stopped the dancing. So I just wanted to do the acting, and that's what was working for me. So when they were excited about the singing, then I was excited about it because then I had forgotten that I even do it, you know?
And Ben writes those songs?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
wrote
right on.
everything, and all of there was no improv on it. So many times people ask, "Was that improv?" I always look at that as a compliment because it seems like to them it was coming out of me. But no,
Mhm.
Ben Hoffman wrote it. He wrote
Right
those.
on.
Yeah.
And how about for you, Ron? There's a lot of talk about your body parts in the show as well. So I want to know, what did you have? What was your reaction the first time you read your script?
My reaction was just that it's such a like over the top craziness that I didn't think that. I was like, okay, well, this is a cool rough draft, and I'll be happy to see when they rein it in and all that. But it just stayed the same. And what I really loved about it was just that they let me be a lot of myself and improvise and bring my character into this, and that the relationship between Ben and I became the best part of the show for me. Was just that it was because it's easy. It's just a classic, like we're just opposites, attract that, that still somehow are friends, even though I'm sleeping with his ex-wife. And so then it became a the thing of like, oh, how could I find a guy who is so nice and so charming and so sweet that you would even be friends with him if he slept with your ex-wife, And then I was like, oh, I could figure that out.
To the Funches. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, what is your? They were Jake and Natasha were just talking to me about how you guys got to interact in the booth together, which is kind of unusual for voice acting. You're normally kind of separated and you put your lines together. Can you guys talk about getting to work in the room together and work off of each other?
Mhm.
Yeah, it was a wonderful. I just like doing it because I love problem solving, I love improvising, and I love playing. So when you're in the room together, especially when you first start and you're getting to know these characters, it's so wonderful to have someone to play with, because at the end of it, even though we're dealing with the words on the page, we're dealing mostly with relationships, and the best way to figure out those relationships is by being with someone and being near them and seeing how you actually interact with them. And so a lot of my stuff with Coach Ben came from just how I was actually talking with Jake. So it for me, I love that, and I think it shows in the energy of it as well.
And for me, it's always a volley. When you, even in a scene, when you're talking and listening and talking, when you're on camera. But with voiceover, it's always nice to have that person there because you know how you would deliver a line. But then if somebody says something to you differently, you would say something different. So when they're in the booth with you, it's wonderful because when they throw it and it lands hard, in your glove, you say, oh, you threw it that hard. So then you throw it harder. And then they throw it soft and you go, okay, you want to act like you got some sense. And then you throw it a little softer. But it's truly a volleyball game when you have that person. And that is truly a luxury for me to have the person in the booth with you because you're truly responding to what they're saying to you. And nothing works better than that. I mean, you can go in there and kill it by yourself. But I promise you, if somebody is in there with you, some of those lines are going to read differently. And that's why I feel like this works so well because we got to have each other in the booth most of the time.
Yeah, it's especially with comedy and animation, it's hard to get that timing down right. And if you got to do a bunch of different takes, it's hard to match up those
Exactly.
takes, right? So probably saving a lot of time in the editing booth, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Ron, I want to say how much I love the podcast, and
Oh,
it's
thank you.
it's really inspiring. And ever since I started listening to it, like I said, I've been a fan, or maybe I didn't say, but I've been a fan since your early days on At Midnight was the first time I saw you, and that was a few years ago. But I even forgot where I was going with this. Oh, and then you were on Powerless, right? You
Yeah.
guys shot a whole first pilot that was a different scenario. Do you remember any of that?
Yeah, it was more of a insurance company that insured people after superhero accidents. And so then they realized that insurance companies aren't funny. So they adjusted that.
Right. Well, there was originally a lot of jokes about Green Lantern being
hmm
immune to yellow, right? You any chance you remember any of those jokes off the top of your
No,
head?
I don't, because I only saw it. I wasn't in the original pilot. Once the pilot came out, they were like, "Oh, we need to change things up and add a couple more characters," and I was one of the characters they added. So I just
Oh,
watched what they shot. I wasn't actually on that set.
oh, I dig it. Well, yeah,
I
we're
love that you love the podcast. That means a lot to me, because that's
oh
like
man,
one of
I
my
do.
favorite things to do. So I appreciate that.
So inspiring once. Yeah, thanks for doing it. Maybe you got any quick words for anybody that has been sitting around and is needs to start doing something and haven't been putting it off for a while?
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's a time where, of course, it's a time of oppression, a time where you feel stuck in your place, but that can be a time where you can either be destructive or you can focus and find what's important to you. And that's what's reminding me through this, is that I love comedy, I love acting, and I love it if there's money involved a lot, and I love it even when there's not money involved. And so I've been trying to get back into my stand up more, even though I have to do Zoom shows and it doesn't feel as good. I know that I'm providing a service, and I know that overall it's a positive. So I'd say, if you're going through this time, feel all your feelings, be okay with that, but also look at what makes you happy, look at what focuses you, and look at this as a time to shed those things that you don't enjoy and head towards the things that you do, because we're all fucked right now anyway.
That's true. Uh, Cleo, do you have a favorite Opal moment besides the
Oh,
singing?
a favorite. Oh, I love it when Ben and I go back and forth at each other. And when he answers and I'm steadily trying to get him and I rip into him. I love that kind of stuff because we can go back and forth. And to me, it's funnier when you do the back and forth. So I really love it when we get it down, what they have on the page, and then they say, okay, let's do some improv. Let's do that. I love doing that too. And for me, I just, it's one of these things. This is one of these shows that it's just about laughing and having a good time. And when I can laugh at it, once they say cut, and I can laugh, and I'm laughing at Ben doing his stuff. I'm sorry, the coach Ben doing his stuff, and I'm laughing at Jake doing all of his stuff. It is so like fulfilling for me. So I just love all the stuff I did with Jake because Jake is so funny. He's so good.
Yes.
And we get to bring our best stuff, and I love to say, don't quit before the miracle happened. We may all be at home. Look, follow your dream. It's your dream. Don't expect everybody to see it. You see it, you follow it, and don't quit before the miracle happens because there's so much to do out here, so much to be done.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for an uplifting conversation. On my way out the door, I want to ask you, as a kid, I used to get up early to watch cartoons on Saturday morning and pour myself a big bowl of sugary cereal. So I want to ask you, Ron and Cleo, what is your favorite Saturday morning cereal?
Oh, Captain Crunch, honey, Captain Crunch. That was the one.
Yeah.
Woo! I could eat that whole box if anybody slept late. I did. That's why I don't eat it today.
Berries or no berries?
No berries, honey.
No
Just
berries.
straight.
Okay, first of all,
Straight.
Cleo's crazy and obviously a sadist. She doesn't care about the roof of her mouth.
Oh,
She
you
don't
got to
care
feel it.
about
You got to
things
feel it.
tearing it up. But if I'm gonna have Captain Crunch, it's gotta have the crunch berries or the
Sure.
peanut butter variety. That is amazing.
Mm.
But to me, the one true king of the breakfast table is cinnamon toast crunch. You
Oh,
can't defeat
man.
it. You can only hope to contain it. It's amazing.
That's right. Anything? Well, let's see. I got maybe a couple seconds left. Do you guys ever watch the old Batman TV show,
Oh
66 TV
yeah.
show? Big fans?
Mhm.
Who would you
Yeah.
like? What villain would you like to play on that show if you got the chance?
Oh, I could
Ooh.
never play Catwoman, but I love Catwoman. Is she a villain or is she a good one?
On the well, she kind of
She
goes
goes
back and
back
forth
and
on the
forth.
show.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
kind of like
And
me.
I think you'd make a hell of a Catwoman. You'd
Then
make a
that's
hell of
what
a
I would
Catwoman.
like. Yes, I like Catwoman.
I'm gonna just continue since I'm King Shark and the Harley Quinn cartoon. I just
Oh
want
yeah.
to bring him into that world, which I think will be even sillier because it's probably just gonna be a paper mache costume. So it's just be a shark head and then a hoodie, and that
And
sounds like a lot of time.
can you give me a little King Shark on the way out the door?
Yeah, I mean, mostly he just goes howdy, or then he just goes, I'm gonna murder you. It's like that's pretty much his range.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks, guys. That's really awesome. Uh,
Oh,
I guess I got a couple more seconds. What's your favorite song?
Oh, my favorite song is Mac the Knife by Bobby Darin.
Oh, old school.
My favorite song of all time is Zoom by the Commodores. I love it. But I'm also a big Aretha fan. Would love to play her story, but Zoom by the Commodores, Aretha,
That's a
you better
beautiful
think.
one.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Thanks for your time. I'm getting the heart out now. So I want to thank you so much, Ron and Cleo. Have a great day. Stay safe. Love this
Okay.
show. Look
Pleasure,
forward to
Jimmy.
season 2. My
Thank
pleasure.
you,
Thank
sir.
you.